For Pac-12 basketball fans, it's the best day of the season. All 12 teams in action. It's the only day the entire year where you get to see all 12 teams. We've had 10 a couple times, but today, everybody participates.
It should be noted that, Drew, it was like Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Best time of the year. We got
Couldn't
every
sleep
team.
last night. Could not sleep.
Tonight there is so much at stake for Mater Dei. A win, like you said, would give them their 4th consecutive state title. They would secure their first undefeated season since 1995, and they would be the undisputed national champion. Meanwhile, for Bishop O'Dowd, it would give them their first state championship since 1981, and they're looking to play spoiler tonight and ruin Mater Dei's dream season.
Like hearing you say that, but I'm going with the Trojans. Fight on.
A little fight on from
They obviously had a disappointing year this year. 2 wins in conference play. But Jordan McLaughlin, the freshman point guard coming in next year, he is an elite point guard. He chose USC over UCLA, Indiana, Kansas. I know he's having shoulder surgery. He heard it in his senior year of high school. But you combine him with Byron Wesley, who we're seeing in a lot of these highlights, who scored 18 points per game. He was the 6th leading scorer in the Pac-12. And Caton Reinhardt, the transfer from UNLV, who sat out last season. That is a potent backcourt to go with the front court, the all-Serbian front court of Gavrilovic and Jovanovic.
Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Santa Cruz with a 1-0 lead and looking to close it out here tonight. Alongside Drew Shiller, I'm Kevin Dana. And well, Drew, a big victory for them on the road on Wednesday, 105-98. They were the only road team to win their first game.
Yes, they were, which means Santa Cruz gets to come home. They have 2 chances to close out this series, but they do not want to lose tonight and have to sit around for 4 days before the, if necessary, Game 3 on Tuesday night.
Santa Cruz was able to win that first game because of Elliott Williams leading the way with 27 points.
He was the best player on the floor for Santa Cruz. His 5th game back with the Warriors after 2 10-day contracts with the New Orleans Pelicans. And like you said, 27 points in less than 30 minutes. The key, 10 for 16 from the field. Extremely efficient.
I learned that Utah
here we go.
can win on the road.
Yeah.
Utah fans, you can rest easy tonight with this pillow because you guys won on the road.
You want to really go on a limb? Tell me they're going to get it done against UCLA on Saturday.
No.
Come on.
I'm not going to go out there. Nope, not yet.
Not
I'm messing
there
up my tie over here.
Just yet. Not too.
You're not going to lay down on it?
It's a nice pillow. It's a nice, soft pillow. Well, he simply took that game over in the second half. Down the stretch, it was Wilcox who was making play after play. And what's so special about this guy is that he's not just a shooter anymore. Here's a play in the first half there, kind of an isolation. He gets his defender into the air to get himself to the free throw line. He works extremely well off the ball there. You see he set up his man beautifully, came back out and knocked down the open 3. Then late in the game, when Washington needed a bucket, he gets inside, the pump fake, gets to the line, and then Mike, the dagger. Jonathan Lloyd, smaller guy, you got to press up into Wilcox. You can't just let him see the rim that easily, and it was nothing but net.
And that's what I love to see. I love when you see coaches talk to the players when they come out of the game, teaching moments, and Wayne Tickle just has such a respect from his players, connects with them. Watching him during shoot-around today was extremely impressive.
Travis, that was just muscle by Reed Travis going right at Shoftanar.
Well, they isolated that side of the floor for Travis to beat Reed off the dribble, and that was a really tough finish, and Njai had good help coming over to try to block the shot. But now for Stanford, can they get a couple stops and can they convert to string together a couple back-to-back buckets?
And Peyton back in the game to close the half for the Beavers. Njai over Travis. Shea Njai, 7-foot sophomore. Averages less than 2 per game.
And that is a perfect possession for Oregon State. They're patient. They bring the shot clock all the way down, and they see the ball go through the net with about 2 seconds to go on the clock. And for Reed Travis, you want him to take that shot. You don't want him to beat you off the dribble and maybe get to the rim and get fouled and get a chance at the free throw line. You're happy with him taking that.
So, Drew, at the start of the game, I asked you about Stanford's match against this defense they haven't seen. They went 8 minutes there.
Yep.
Approximately 8 minutes without a basket until Travis scored.
Well, they're constantly making you overthink things because you're thinking, okay, are they in the matchup zone? Are they in man-to-man? Ted, there's times where within a single possession, Oregon State will switch between the matchup zone and just man-to-man. So it's difficult to figure out, and for Stanford, they have 3 seniors who should be able to to kind of crack the code and be able to get some good looks, but Stanford just has not been able to finish off of their second chance opportunities.
Well, I think by now, at this point in the year, you all know Wayne Tinkle's background. Recruited to Montana by Mike Montgomery when a guy named Larry Kristoviak was the lead player.
Yeah.
They both assisted there, they both coached there, and now they're going against each other in the pack as Nostich picks up his second foul. And of course, next year, Oregon State has Wayne Tinkle's son and Stephen Thompson, his assistant, who was a tremendous player at Syracuse, his son, coming as part of a loaded recruiting class.
And that's a good call. Stephen Nostich had that left elbow up in Njai's neck area, and you just can't do that, because if you're the defender, what are you supposed to do to counter that? So I think that's a good call.
And a reach by Humphrey. So Humphrey picks up a foul.
And that's going to be free throws for Oregon State. We have seen a lot of whistles here in the first half.
And that's not a good foul by Michael Humphrey. That was a reach foul. That's his third. That was a lapse moment for a freshman there. A reach foul 25 feet out from the basket. And so here's the last breathing human being Drew Shiller played with here. Elliot Bullock was actually a teammate of Drew Shiller.
Yes, he was. The 2008-2009 season, Johnny Dawkins' first on the farm. I won't share any embarrassing stories.
No,
I promised Elliot that before the game.
That was a good miss for Stanford. DeVivier leaving 2 points at the foul line.
Well, now for the Cardinal, you want to try to get 2 for 1 here,
yes.
Ted. You don't see college teams do it enough. It's something in the NBA. It's a focal
standard,
point.
Yep.
But Stanford right now should take a shot.
They won't, well, they'll get a foul, but they won't get the 2 for 1.
Probably not. Oregon State should take all 35 seconds off. Stanford might be able to get a rebound with about 6-7 seconds to go and have to push. But you really want to get a shot there at about 45 seconds.
So Jarmal Reed picks up a foul, and that's his third. The good news for Stanford is that Randall, of course, a brilliant foul shooter. No baskets in the first half for Chase and Randall.
Well, maybe these free throws will get him going.
He had only 1 field goal in the first half here Saturday. But he does get the points. And now we'll see what Oregon State does in their final possession. And they should run it down to at least ensure Stanford doesn't get much of a chance.
And Stanford's going to go zone to try to slow the Beavers down. And now you're pretty much just going to get probably a high ball screen, and Peyton's just going to have to create something. And that's been good for Oregon State in the first half. Peyton has dominated.
DeVivier off the floor, so really not many places for Oregon State to go here. Handoff and a fumble and a travel, and that's a big break. So on that little flip handoff, a travel by Sanders, and that does give Stanford enough time.
Well, and if I'm Peyton, I'm not passing the ball right there. I'm getting it, I'm going to the basket, and I'm trying to make something happen. And let's see if DeLon Wright stays aggressive. He scored the last 2 possessions. Is he going to call his own number?
Here's Ogby. Leverage. Nice pause. And then the jump hook.
And once again, with this unit on the floor, he's at the power forward spot. And he was able to take his bigger defender off the dribble and get the shot he wanted.
Sellers puts it on the floor.
Great defense by Ogby.
And now the jump ball stays this way. Possession does. 5:52 to play.
Just a nice job of moving your feet, going straight up, and not committing the foul.
Sellers has to get the left hand in on that play.
He's just a freshman. He'll get there.
He'll get there, huh? But it's good to see him put it on the floor, right? At least he's thinking about it.
He's been money from 3, but he's not living with it. He's trying to show you he can do other things.
There's a deep 3. And that's Jeremy Tyler. He went off a moment ago, dinged up, and he's back on the floor, and he connects for 3. And it's a 6-point game.
And he had a mismatch. He had the 7-footer portal on him, and he started to retreat, knowing he couldn't stay in front, but it left it wide open for 3.
And Tyler with 7 points. A reminder to everyone, Montana State, UCLA coming up next. total. Tried the reverse. Loveridge can't finish. And it's Ball State basketball. Couple of shots at it right around the rim. And now Ball State in terrible foul trouble as we near the 5-minute mark to within 6 points of number 25, Utah. Oh, the unforced turnover. Threw it right to Loveridge. Jordan with the lay-in.
And that is frustrating for Coach Whitford. He had something in his hand. He threw it down in disgust because your guys look a little bit out of sorts. They're just trying to get into a set to try to cut it to possibly 3 points, and you just can't have those kind of turnovers at this juncture of the game.
Loveridge.
Good switch.
There's another steal. Taylor to right. Podol running the floor at 7 feet to finish.
And I think if you're Coach Whitford, you might think about a timeout right now, but no, he wants his guys just to get into their motion.
And there's the block by Wright, right at the rim. Turner got in there, and here's Taylor at the other end.
Great pass.
Three-pointer. Utah blows it open. They lead by 13.
DeLon Wright, with the game in the balance, decides to take over. He and Brandon Taylor on the defensive end, they get out in transition. And just what an unselfish pass from Wright. One of the top candidates for Pac-12 Player of the Year, potential All-American. Just knowing exactly where Loveridge was. Just the defense, Brandon Taylor passes to Ogby, trailing Wright, and he knew Loveridge was running on the left side. Gave it to him at the perfect moment, and just when Ball State was within striking distance, it was 69-63. They had the basketball, and then the careless turnover. Wright got out in transition, missed it, but Podol finished it. And then Wright with the block, the pass. A surge from the Utes.